Hello, hello, and happy Friday. Here we are for video number 3 of 4 regarding the myths, the most common myths that borrowers have when it comes to getting themselves into a new home. Today, I want to touch on the myth that I just can't afford it. I can't afford a mortgage payment. So like we talked about in the last video, one of the first questions I ask in response to that concern is, are you currently paying rent? I ask that because if you're paying rent, here in the Valley, what I'm hearing is rent is anywhere from $800 a month up to a couple $1,000s a month, depending on the size of place you have and where in the Valley it's located. And that is a lot of money to be paying each month of your hard-earned money to a landlord or a property company. And they get to build their wealth. They get to build their nest egg with your money while yes, you get a place to live, but you have really nothing to take away once you make that payment other than a roof over your head, which of course is very important. What I want you to realize is that you can get into a home for that close to that monthly payment you're paying in rent, or maybe slightly more. It might adjust a little bit, but you can get into a home for close to what you are paying in rent. That excuse me, that is a possibility. For example, I just helped a borrower get into a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home, super cute, remodeled, full basement, awesome backyard, great for entertaining, and they are paying less than $1,000 a month. And that $1,000 a month payment, well, less than $1,000 a month payment, includes the property taxes, the homeowner's insurance, mortgage insurance, all that is included. For less than $1,000 a month, they have a home of their own. So they can immediately start building their own wealth as they make that first payment. And then come closing day, they were able to start laying down their roots and make that house into their home. So that was super exciting. They didn't realize that they could get into a home for that price point. The other part of that is maybe you were paying really super cheap rent, like you lucked out, you got the hookup and you've got really cheap rent, or you're living with a family member or friend and not having to pay anything, and that's super lucky on your part. But do you want to do that forever? Isn't it worth paying a little bit extra to get something to call your own, to have something that won't change in payment? You know, going back to if you're renting and your lease is up or your month to month, what happens then? Do you think that they're going to keep your payment the same or lower it? No, it's gonna go up because everyone's needing something. They're needing a place to live. People are moving here. So rental payments are going up. And so then your choice is to pay more for the same place you've been renting, or hope you get lucky and find somewhere else to rent at a lower price. Or maybe get into a home of your own. So going back to purchasing a home, it's yours. You get to pick where you live. It might not just be, this is where I have to live because it was the only open rental right now in my price point. You can choose where you live. You're in no rush to buy, so you can be picky with where you go. You can let your creativity run wild. If you want to paint that spare bedroom pink glitter because that's what your daughter wants, you can do it. No one's telling you no. Or do any other remodel, you can do it. You're the boss. And then finally, it's one of the biggest investments that you can make if you buy a home. So you're making payments to build equity. Buying a home is a great investment because with the current market, or even if we underestimate, you're going to see appreciation in the value of your home about 5 to 8% every year. So if we're conservative here and say you buy a $150,000 home, live in it for a couple years, 3 years or so, it appreciates 5%, so is worth 5% more every year. At that 3-year point, that's $23,000 in appreciation. Your $150,000 home is now worth $175-ish. Then what do? You stay in it because you love it and you've made some changes and you are just happy. Or you refinance it, can take some of that equity out in cash to pay off some debt, to do some more renovations, remodels, to pay for a wedding, to pay for college, things like that. Or you sell it. You take that money in equity and you put it towards a down payment on a bigger house. That, my friends, is exactly how people get from their starter home to their dream home. The starter home might not be your dream home. Maybe it is, but maybe it's not. But it's gonna get you there. But it's all about you taking that first step. Though it might be a little scary, I can help you through it, hold your hand, explain everything in detail. But you've gotta take that step towards becoming a homeowner to get to those end dream goals. Hope that helps. Video number 4 is coming next week, and have a great weekend, guys. Let me know if you have any questions at all. I'm here for you, and I'm available over the weekend as well. Have a happy Friday and enjoy that sunshine.